Hey everybody, nice to be back. I'm Denise from Soaring Alignment.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie.
Yay, good to be back here.
Oh, isn't it? It's always nice I just love being in this space where we can just be and just talk about what's happening and just share.
That's right, exactly. All right, what we got mid-October, information, guidance and channeling. We both tuned in before, did a moment of grounding because it felt like today feels like especially the day's been very much orientated to all the upper connections. And yeah, it's nearly like bit like a fluffy moment, I guess. You know, the brain is just like still. Actually, it's nice because there's no noise in the head.
No.
It's actually, when I think about it now, that's how it feels right now.
And yeah, like for me, I'm just feeling a lot of like it's not unpleasant, but just a lot of pressure in the crown and the third eye, which is, I think sometimes just part of the download, or I don't know really what to call it, but just part of that process as well. And yeah, that stillness is almost like that emptiness, like you're this empty vessel open to receiving, which is...
That's right, exactly. Yes. Yeah, for us it was even hard before to communicate with each other. So we said, let's just go online. We're just doing it, we're just recording it, and we see what comes up. And there has been so much going on anyway already. We've got the few planets that went direct again.
Yes, out of the 7, isn't it?
That's right.
We've got 4 now that are direct, and we'll be experiencing that forward movement because the planets will station direct, and then we'll start to feel that energy shift over the next few months to, when it really starts to move forward, because they're quite big. Some of them are quite big planets, like Jupiter and Saturn, I think, whereas the smaller ones like Mercury and Pluto are a bit different.
But then we got Mercury and Jupiter going direct in a couple of days together, which is great.
Yeah.
And I think with Saturn, there was a lot of that movement, even the energies inside of the body that we feel. And with the truth coming up, and a lot of people see things for what they are.
Yes, exactly. We were talking about that more truth will be revealed. And yeah, I think that's a great thing. The more truth that there is, the more that, we can act from an aware state. Otherwise, it's almost, I don't know why, but like I'm just thinking of the Matrix. Do you want to take the blue pill and not be aware of what's really going on? But it's always full of pain and suffering, whereas, taking the red pill can initially be quite painful, but it gives you the power to live really consciously and with awareness of what you're doing, and to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And then we also got the full moon coming up on Wednesday next week. So
yeah, that's in Aries, so that it's not maybe just be aware of the time around 4 days before and after, because I think the energies will be quite strong. That's my own personal experience around Aries full moon. They tend to be quite explosive from my own experience. I'm not saying that it will be like that for everybody else. So, just be aware of how you feel, so that you're acting from a space that's grounded and from love. And if you can't be in that space, then try to be more in nature and things like that. Yeah.
I think so too. And then for me, that feeling of dropping instead of being in the head, because they can be quite, a bit of a stubborn influence and explosive, as you said. So to, before you do anything, come back into your heart space and just be mindful of that could be an impact, a strong impact.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And maybe we go to the cards and see what else comes up.
Exact same thought.
Of course.
We love it. All right. Shall I start with the tarot then?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So it's a message for us for the second half of October. All righty. So first one, I'm going to try and position it so It's a bit hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah, the light is a bit blurry.
Yeah,
But,
the
yeah.
light is that a bit
Okay.
better?
Yeah.
So this is the 5 of Cups, and this is at the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of just sort of saying the overall theme. And it might be that, you know, over the next few weeks, you might feel a bit dejected and a bit sad because, you know, you're kind of looking, instead of looking at all the cups that the 2 cups that are actually upright, we're looking at the 3 cups that we don't have. So it's almost like, because we're in such a big period of change, there's probably things that are leaving our lives, as well as, you know, endings or situations that are changing, and it can feel quite destabilizing. But it's a reminder, like, to, you know, accept how you feel and go through that process, but also to remember what you still do have, because a lot of the time we stay in that energy of lack, like, oh, I don't have this. It's just the way that we focus our attention. Whereas when we can be in that experience of, okay, this is what's happening, but actually I still have a lot in my life. I still have running water, I still have a bed to sleep in, I still have love around me. Then, you know, it changes your whole experience and feeling. So that's just to remember that. And then we've got, oh, I don't know what to do with the light, but there we are. I think 7 of, that's better. Okay, 7 of Swords. And so this is about, essentially, for me, it's because some people say it's about trickery and, you know, things being, someone stealing, but for me it's more about old thoughts being released. It's like clearing the way for almost anything that no longer serves you, all those old beliefs that we have and thought patterns, just to really let those go. And, you know, sometimes a thought will come up and we hold on to it, but it's really just observing it and letting it go, because it can just be part of the process of releasing. So there's a big, it's almost like all that old stuff. It's, you know, it's a constant process. One onion layer comes off and another one comes, you know, so it's this constant releasing process. So just to be aware of that. And there's a lot of sword energy, so there's a lot of about thoughts and beliefs and everything. And then we've got the 6 of Swords, and so it's almost like when we release, we move into calmer waters, because, you know, you can't really see, but we've got choppy waters here, and then the smoother water, calmer waters on the other side. So as we release the old stuff, we move into a calmer space within ourselves. And so it's just reassuring that things are moving forward, even if on the outside it might look like it's crazy. It's almost like the breakdown before the breakthrough. And then we've got the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant is a spiritual card, or, you know, in this case it looks religious, but for me it's about, you know, connecting to our spirituality, remembering where we came from and, you know, who we really are. We're spiritual beings in a human body having this experience. And so just to remember that when things look a bit crazy, it's just one reality or one perspective, but it's not really what's happening at this point in time. So just to keep your point of view expansive and you know, rather than small and judgmental and da 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 da, which is fine as well, but just try and have an overall view and be kind and to yourself and loving to yourself throughout this process that we're going through. So that's the message from the tarot.
I like it. I like it a lot. So for me, there was a lot about manifestation coming up, and yeah, that changing of old thoughts and beliefs, and to shift into a different kind of a different reality. Even that's how it felt to me.
That's very right. Yeah.
Very good. Let's see what's coming up with these guys. Any messages or insights? Anything we need to know for the second half of October? Anything you'd like to share with us? they're as slow as my brain today.
But I mean, just to add, actually, because when you mention new reality, that's what we are entering. And so, you know, everything is possible now, and we're manifesting so quickly. So it's really important to take the time to really look at our stuff and to let go of that old.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I because I'm not doing the tarot, it's their oracle cards, but since we are working with each other, I look sometimes on the bottom of the deck as well, and I got Tink down there, and exactly what we just said, she's a bit like, all right, enough is enough. We've done this old paradigm, we've done it all, let's move ahead. But I got 4 main cards for today. So the first one that came up is the crown. And, when she's coming in, she brings in the wisdom pearl, a gift. There's gifts coming your way. It is about changing into the age of having more knowledge and being in your center. And some people say, you know, she looks a bit scary, but when you look upside down at the card, that she's up there again in the corner with a smiley face, with a calmer face. And for me, when she comes up, it's always about finding your truth and being strong within yourself. So it's more about having confidence as well, and being, receiving the messages and actually being aware of it. So it's about stepping into stronger time, which is great. I like it.
Wow.
Self. And then I got Prince of Shadows, number 11. And, you know, it's, for me, this is very much about reflection of the shadow side within us as well. And you know, we all have it, we all got it, and life is like that. You know, it's not all pink glasses and lovely dovely moments. So it's about, because with her in the beginning, with the crown as a first card and then him coming up, for me, it feels like she is guiding us to look at all parts of self. And also then you make the decision, how do I behave from here onwards for yourself? And then 11 is a master number. You know, I quite like it. It's about shining light into all parts of self. And then I got 28, the magician. Again, you know, that turns into a 1 in numerology. That's my life path as well, 28-1. And it's like seeing through the illusion. And again, you know, that fits so much into what we said before. It's very much about the matrix, very much about more truth coming up. I get goosebumps now too. It's, and it's like, you know, she's showing us like she's the storm, the eye of the storm, but there's so much flying around, so much going on. And it's about for you to find actually, I think, the calmness within and guiding us through the illusion. And also the magician, for me, it brings in magic and in a positive way. So it's up to you where you focus your thoughts and your love and your, you know, whatever you read, whatever you want to surround yourself with is about that. You know, so it's manifestation for me. That comes up again, manifestation. We're manifesting the magic in our life. And then the 4th card is one of the trickster cards with no number on it, but I love this one, especially with the crystal on her footsie, that beautiful balance and harmony coming in. She's a fairy of unicorns. So again, it's about connecting your higher wisdom, connecting to your higher self, being in balance and harmony. So we are connecting to all the higher realms, but also staying really grounded upon this earth. And she got a really lovely community around her. You know, it's all very much in balance and harmony, much playtime. And I just have to look at her from this side, if there's more.
So cute.
So gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, just balancing the crystal energy on her foot. So asking Mother Earth and the crystal kingdom to ground us in. But she's in, you know, when you look at her face, she's so happy and so calm. So it's about that balance and harmony. And because it's the 4th card, it feels like for me it's very much heart-centered in where you can be by the end of the month for the next couple of weeks. You know, that's really where we go, and we keep reflecting upon what's going on and, you know, really dig deep and And it feels like a big manifestation coming in.
It does. It feels like the more that we do that and look at our shadows, we become stronger and more centered and more taller. You know, it's almost, yeah, that expansiveness happens when we do that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, we all have shadow sides. We all have
Yeah.
sub-personalities. So sometimes even within the same day, you might completely change your thoughts or mind, and that's fine. You know, just be aware of it and look at it, and don't ignore it. I think it's much better to, yeah, exactly, to like incorporate all of it, because that's who we are. We are manifested beings.
Absolutely. It's because I think in society or whatever, however it's been passed down, it's all about duality. This is good or bad, positive, negative. And it's like, it's none of that. It just is. It's just one aspect of something else. So, you know, we need all of those different parts of ourselves.
Yeah. And I think another thing that comes in with that is like, don't give yourself a hard time if you haven't followed through what you wanted to change in your life, or, you know, whatever it is in your life that you keep doing in the old pattern. It's either you change it and you stick to it, or, but if you do it again, just say, I just did it again. All right, you know, just we're changing patterns as good as we can. I think it's important.
That is, I just felt a big, like, heart explosion. It's just like, you know, that love for self, that love, the more that you can be loving and kind to yourself, it just spreads out everywhere.
Exactly, because when we give ourselves a hard time, you actually cause more damage than whatever you did the day before, you know, instead of saying, oh gosh, I shouldn't have done it, I shouldn't have done this. And it's worse damage, or more damage than just acknowledging it and going, okay, I've done that, I like to change this, so maybe next time you're able to do it.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's big.
That's big. I feel very different now, energetically. Actually, it's like, oh, okay, it's really like like with a plunger, you know, when your toilet is stuffed up or your sink, and then, you know, it was a bit like that, and now it's like somebody actually went in there and cleaned it. And now it's like, oh, that's better. Thank you.
That's better. Much more grounded now. Yes, very good. Oh,
perfect.
That's great.
Excellent. Oh, well, I hope everybody gets something out of this. And thank you so much, Julie, for doing this again with me. This was really good.
Thanks, Denise. And yes, and thank you always. And thank you to everyone who is watching. And thank you always for sharing. And yeah, it's great. So we look forward to seeing you at the next video then.
Yeah, that's right. November.
Yeah.
Coming.
All
right, everybody have a great day, and we talk soon.
Yeah, have a great rest of the month. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.